Welcome once again at Word Music TV, where you get to be inspired and motivated, and also where you get to be taught the Word of God. Today we're gonna read the book of Matthew 24. The book of Matthew 24. And this is one of those books where we see Jesus Christ giving prophecy about the future. This is towards the end of his ministry, and Jesus anatry to show manze, time yangu ya kurudi hizi ndio signs. These are the signs of my second coming. Let's read together Matthew 24:6-10. But I advise you to read all of it and meditate on it, because it's one of the biggest, if not the most important prophecies that people don't study, and people don't look at the signs, and they don't really pay close attention to this chapter. But recently it has become one of my favorite chapters, because it illuminates and it shows you where we are going, so you are not being caught off guard by life and situations. You understand? And you can see Jesus going into the future and telling his disciples the things that will happen in the future. But he is very clear that no one knows the time and the hour. So we will do this as our part 1, Matthew 24 part 1, and part 2 till part 3, so that we can read it together and understand it. And in the book of KJV, King James Version, it says, "And you shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. See that you be not troubled, for all these things must come to pass." Must. It's not debatable. People fighting rumors of war and all those other things must come to pass. Okay? But the end is not yet. For nation will rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom. And there shall be famines and pestilence. Understand this. Jesus is telling us that nations will rise against nation. In the last 200 years, we've seen nations rising against other nations. Nations dominating other nations and making other nations slaves. Even Kenya, we were colonized. We were dominated. We have people who claim they own us. They discovered us. The Bible is talking about there'll be war. So the fight between Ukraine and Russia is not news according to Christians. It's not news according to Christians. It's something that we expect, because the word is saying this must happen. Do not be troubled. And Jesus anatuambia na msihangaike, musiwe na hofu. And he said there shall be famines and pestilence. Magonjwa mingi. If you go to dispensary today or chemist or in a hospital and ask the doctor how many type of diseases we have, magonjwa ni mengi, pestilence and earthquake na njaa. Kuna siku inakuja kutakuwa na njaa. Kenya, in my country Kenya, 30% of the population, if not 40 or 50, they still survive under $1 per day. Meaning there are communities that are suffering. They have nothing to put on the table. They have 1 meal per week. That is famine. Earthquake, mtetemeko wa ardhi itakuwa mahali pengi in diverse places. And Jesus continues to say, and these are the beginning of sorrows. Remember, he was talking to his disciples. This is the beginning of sorrow. Then shall they deliver you up to afflicted. They shall kill you. Ye shall be hated of all nations. There is a time that is coming, and it has started. China, they hate the Christianity religion. Many Arabic nations, they don't. They can kill you if you start preach and evangelize about Jesus. Now here in Kenya, the next 100 years, quote me and write this down. It will be difficult to preach here in Kenya. We will not be here, maybe. It will be difficult. They'll go to an extent of killing you and hating you for the namesake of Jesus Christ. And then many shall be offended, and they shall betray one another, and they shall hate one another. Look around. People nowadays, they don't love each other. People hate one another. People are offended. People betray one another. How many marriages are surviving? How many marriages? How many business transaction? Watu wanagongwa kwa mabiashara. Watu wanasalitiana. Watu wanachukiana. People are smiling in front of your face, but behind your back they are stabbing you. They are backbiting you. These are the signs of the last days. Remember, 1,000 years is like a day to God, and one day is like 1,000 years. Meditate on that so that you will understand when I tell you we are in our last days. And we can live the next 100 years. It doesn't matter. We are still in our last days. According to God, it's a day. You've not even lived a day. Terrible times ahead. People hating one another. These are the signs of the second coming of Christ. Rumors of war. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome once again. This is part 1 of Matthew 24. We'll do part 2 tomorrow or the day after. And may God bless you.